All right, so this is a week 5, day 4, and we are working on our history story, Letters from Hillside Farm. This is from the boy, I think his name is George, right? Yes, George. Gosh, it's like I haven't read it in forever. So we started writing the first, like March 15th, I think is what his letter was from, his first one. Dear Grandma, I asked Pa again when will get my puppy. At first, he looked at me like he had other things on his mind. But after all, he did promise me a puppy if I quit complaining about having to move to Wisconsin. So he smiled and said that he sent in the order yesterday. Oh my gosh, how cool would that be? A puppy. My puppy should be here in about a week. Oh, cool. Now I have something to look forward to. I have always wanted a dog. Yesterday, Pa bought 50 laying hens from a neighbor. He said we need fresh eggs to eat and Ma can sell what we don't use. It was one of the first times I'd seen Ma smile since we got to Wisconsin. She doesn't say much, but I don't think she likes living here. Pa keeps reminding us that we are on a great adventure and said again that we must keep looking at the sunny side of things. I guess he means we must keep our spirits up. But that's not easy to do. Maybe having some egg money will cheer Ma up a little. Pa turned the chickens loose in the chicken house. They didn't seem to mind that they were in a new place at all. They went right at eating the oats that Pa had bought for them. I hope they remember that they're supposed to be laying eggs, not just eating and prowling around their new location. I would think chickens would be a lot of work, but I've never had chickens. I wonder who has. Pa also bought 10 Holstein milk cows yesterday. Holsteins are the ones that are black and white, but I bet you already knew that. They were delivered in a big red cattle truck, and they seemed kind of scared. I suspect everything is new for them, just like it is for me. Pa said he'll teach me how to milk and that milking will become one of my chores. Grandma, we've got to milk these cows every morning and every night, every day, even on Saturdays and Sundays. When will I ever have time to work on my leather projects? This morning, I was out at the barn at 5:30. I'm assuming that means in the morning, because he says that. The only light we had in the barn is a kerosene lantern that shines feebly, which means not a lot. Much less brightly than our lamp in the house. I pointed this out to Pa, who told me that you don't need much light to milk a cow. The lantern hangs on a nail on a back wall, and there are shadows everywhere. It's kind of scary. I imagine all kind of wild creatures hiding where the lights don't reach. Pa says about all that's in the shadows out there is a mouse or two, and that one of our neighbors might give us a couple barn cats to keep the mice in check. Oh, that'd be cool. Cats and dogs. Some of you guys have houses like this. I'm pretty sure. I know Allie has. I don't know if she has a cow, though. The cows stand in a row, their necks stuck through metal and wooden bars that Pa calls stanchions. The cows can't move around much, but there's no place to go anyway. And besides, it's warm in the barn. Mornings are well below freezing here in Wisconsin, and there's still some snow on the ground. The first time Pa showed me how to milk a cow, he told me just to watch. He sat on a little 3-legged milk stool that he pulled up right under a cow, with a shiny milk pail clamped between his knees. Then he took a teat in each hand, and milk shot into the pail with a zing. He said that all you do is squeeze and pull, and the milk will come. He made it look easy. Don't laugh, Grandma, but it's the first time I tried to do this. Nothing happened. Nothing. The harder I squeezed and the more I pulled, the jumpier the cow became. But still no milk came out. Pa said just to keep trying. So that's what I did. After I relaxed a little bit, the milk started coming. Not in big squirts, but enough that I could say I was milking a cow. Tonight it went even better, but my fingers are so sore they feel like they've dropped off my hands. Pa said it'll take a while for my fingers and wrists to toughen up. Polly is one of the cows I milk. She likes to swipe me across the face with her wiry tail. That is no fun at all. Last night I got so mad at Polly when she hit me in the face with her tail that I hauled off and hit her in the rump. That was not a good thing to do. Polly jumped, tipped me over, and spilled the little milk that I had in the bottom of the pail. Pa came running when he heard a noise. I told him what happened after he helped me collect the milk, stool, and the pail and crawled out of the straw where I'd landed. Pa was angry. He said I should never hit a cow, no matter what. He didn't need to tell me. I already learned my lesson. Yeah, I don't think that would go over very well. I crawled back under Polly, sat on my stool, stuck the milk pail between my legs, and said, "Polly, you hear me?" The big cow turned her head, her big dark eyes staring right at me. "We're in this together. You behave and don't hit me in the face with your tail, and I won't whoop you on the rump with my hand." I don't know if she understood what I was saying, but we are getting along a little better. Maybe it's because I'm learning how to milk. The barn is filled with strange smells that I'm not used to. There's the smell of hay and that Pa feeds the cows, and the smell of cow manure, of course. All that mixes in with the smell of fresh milk, which I think is nice, a nice clean smell. I'm glad I have a weekend ahead of me. I sure wish I didn't have to go to school. It's no fun. On Monday, the kids are choosing up sides for ball teams, and the teacher says everybody plays, even the little kids, if they want to. I can hit a ball as well as anyone, but I can't run with my bad leg. It makes me feel awful. Who ever heard of a kid who can't run? I wish I was back in Ohio, Grandma. Your grandson, George. I wonder how much he's actually getting teased. Just makes me wonder. I'm going to grab my history book for my facts. Well, again, I'm sure, doesn't mean they are always, but kids can be very unkind, so can adults. All right, so here's my history journal. I'm just going to make sure I don't waste any paper. And so this was the letters from yesterday. Oops, that was from day 2. It's like, what happened there? And this is for week 5, day 4, Thursday. Letters from Hillside Farm. All right. So in this story, Letters from Hillside Farm, I'm going to put a few things. George 1 is getting a new puppy in 1 week. Oops, not a question mark. An exclamation point. I am going to ask a question. I wonder what kind of dog? His dad ordered. I didn't know you could order a dog, but I guess you can. I wonder what kind of... So it's actually 2. So this is 1 and this is 2. So this is... Then the other thing, his mom is getting chickens. to lay eggs and to make money. I wonder if she was smiling because maybe she gets to keep the money from the eggs. Or if she was smiling because getting chickens is not fun. I don't know. I don't really know what she meant by that. 4. So capital end mark, capital end mark. So I have +2, capital end mark. Next. The other thing that I was wondering is, so George has to milk cows 2 times a day, 2 times a day, 7 days a week. That's a lot. I I go to work all the time and have to do chores, but for kids, I wonder how many of any of you guys have to do this. Capital and an end mark. Last one. I wonder if the kids at school still pick on him about his leg. Question mark. Capital and mark. I wonder, yep, and I checked my work. And I did my title of my story and then capitalized it and underlined it.